So those that are new to the channel, this one is that project that arrived with the snapped frame. I've got 2 prismatic frames on the go. Don't get confused by one in the background. I'm working on one. This is my current project. This one on a back burner. This one has had a weld actually built into the frame. So the ultraviolet, that section there to about here is ultraviolet. That was cut into the frame. So that one can be built up at any time when parts arrive. But this one is what I'm working on. Let's go back to the action. Okay, so you guys said heat gun the crank arm, heat gun the bars, and someone else mentioned that the tubing on the black prismatic was slightly bent. That's why a city bar wouldn't go in. So I went down Argos and purchased a heat gun. Nice bit of gear, and this will do a job in terms of heating up those parts that are bent or causing me a bit of trouble. 32 quid, decent heat gun. Let's crack on with it. So the handlebars are in the vise. A bit of time lapse here coming up, so keep with it. Handlebars are in the vise. We are heating up the section that I think is bent. I can see it slightly bending where the heat gun is now. So I'm going to heat that up now and just try and work a bit of heat into that handlebars and then move it about and bend it back. This is all learning curve to me, so I think it should go all right. There you are, guys. Now a time lapse now, so a bit jiggery on the camera work, so just keep with it for a while. Not long to go now till the time lapse finishes, but yeah, some good results, and the bars are bending. Nice. Right, time lapse now again. So the handlebars now go into the forks, and the forks now sit at a decent height. Right, more time lapse now, guys. So the crank arm is bent. When it's spanned at an angle, and you can clearly see it was bent. So again, heat it up, and I'll be using a mallet hammer in a tick. Not the best choice of hammer. I do find now that the thing moves about, but I did manage to get it straight, and we put some heat on that, and we push down, and we are now good to go. Okay, so that's the pedals that will go on. I'll remove the existing pedal from that straighten up crank arm, which is, you'll see there. That's the chainring. That's looking nice. So now we've got the chainring and crank arm done. Apart from cleaning, I can now order some bearings and bottom bracket. So really pleased with how this looks. Right, back into a bit more time lapse now. We are now looking at the purchase of the drill brushes. So drill brush, that surface corrosion off that crank arm isn't meant to be immaculate or box fresh or show standard. I just want to make this chainring a bit more brighter and looking good. So this section here behind the crank arm, behind the chainring is the crank arm. We're going to get a drill brush into that bit there and work it in. So yeah, nice new drill brushes, which will do the job at cleaning this crank arm up. Lovely job. And that there, guys, is the crank arm. Looking nice. Looking nice. Remember, this prismatic is a rebuild using the parts I have, and obviously purchasing the parts I don't have. But all parts I got, I'll try and rebuild it, clean them up as best I can. So yeah, pleased with that. Obviously a bit of chrome polish, and this area here is where the chrome is completely gone, but that's where the crank sits, so it's not a major problem. But the areas that are visible are either front, are going to look nice. The crank arm, going to look nice. This section here, still some work to do there, but that'll come up nice. And obviously the chainring itself on the outside. But yeah, all good. Right, let's crack on with some more bits. Okay, so obviously we know the handlebars we can save. We've saved them. Drill brush, that little section there was a bit rusty, and now some decent bars looking in good condition. Right, now back on the wheel. Not much to show you here, guys. Just drill brush. So you want a very thin drill brush to get in between the spokes, at which point the drill starts to die. So that's going to be put back on charge, but I'm just showing you now about getting in between those two spokes, and some great results will be achieved from this method. Anyone who hasn't tried a drill brush, give it a go and you'll be amazed at how good the surface can come up. Don't go too deep into the wheel or the metal, just enough to remove some surface corrosion, and then finish it off with a cloth and some ultrasol or chrome cleaner. And yeah, I'll bring the wheel closer and you can see the outskirts of that wheel. So yeah, decent results. Off camera I'll just finish off the bits in the middle, and at the end of the day we'll have a nice, clean, usable wheel. So yeah, lovely results to come up on this wheel. So yeah, really chuffed. Right guys, no time lapse here. This bit you want to see. So you would have seen earlier on how the frame was bent. So this section here, you can see that? That's it, right. So I'm just speaking whilst I'm moving it, so excuse me the noise. I'm not time lapsing this bit. So this bit here, there was a very slight bend in there, which I described in the first section of this video. So I used a heat gun off camera in the vise. I'm not cutting any corners, I'm not cheated or bought a new frame. There was a very slight bend in here, which was pushing this section of the tubing into this section of the tubing, which meant that the sissy bar wouldn't go in any further. I've heated this up. I then turned the frame that way, so this is on the floor, and I very bravely didn't test it, but I stood on here with my feet. 12 stone on me on here. Anything could have happened. That could have popped out, anything. This could have popped out, yeah? But now we got some good news. The sissy bar now fits in. We got a sissy bar that goes into this frame. Boy, I'm well chuffed. Right, let's show you. Let's put it on time lapse and get that sissy bar in. So working in very tight conditions here, not a lot of space, but you'll see in a tick how deep that sissy bar goes into the frame. And there's the results there. But yeah, chuffed. The sissy bar is in, so that's how far it's in to there. So it's way past that bit there. That sits upside down on the camera, isn't it? I need more space in this shed, but unfortunately I've got too much gear in here to get some rid of it. Anyway, so yeah, sissy bar is in. Enough. Everyone knows the height of a seat. So the height of a seat will be here, and that's plenty There's plenty of room to get a seat in, so we're in that much. So there we are, in that much. And anyone knows, like I just said, that is the correct height for a city bar, with the springs attached, the springs, the clamps. Yeah, that's in. Once all the gear is put into this bar, the springs, like I said, the springs, the cups, these are cups, and there's little sleeves. Anyone who doesn't know, springs, cups, sleeves, and little bolts to hold the cups on. Once they're all in, I'll then build it up, and then I'll start the weld process on this section here that is popped out, the weld. That will only get started once I knew it could take a sissy bar at the correct width or length, I should say. So yeah, well chuffed with that. So I asked for comments, constructive comments, and you guys reached out about the heat gun. I hadn't thought of it. So yeah, fantastic results. Well chuffed. Thank you. So guys, that's the end of today's video. Fantastic results on that frame, the crank arm, the handlebars. We know we can now get this thing built up. I've got the correct gear now. I've got the heat gun. I've got the correct drill. I knew I needed new drill brushes anyway, but I've got the correct drill brushes for the wheels to get in between those spokes. Yeah, fantastic results on all the bits I've achieved today. I really feel as if I'm getting somewhere with this bike now. People said to me, you know, how do you cope with just things going wrong? And like I said, that space blue let me so much in terms of patience with bikes. I've got good patience as it is. I don't let things stress me out or wind me up. Occasionally I slip, but yeah, ultimately I'm quite laid back character, and I just don't worry about too much. I've got stuff to, you know, do. But yeah, cracking results with prismatic Mark II. Looking nice, really chuffed with that. Yeah, constructive comments, like I said, is what I want. Any comments really, but you know, don't take mickey, don't abuse this channel. It's free content. If you don't like it, if you don't like the content, you ain't got to watch it, and you ain't got to hit like, have you? Just move on to something else. Yeah, I'm not asking you to like it. I'm doing is showing you guys what I do, and that's try and make a few quid out of messing about with choppers and burners and the odd grifter. We are done now on this content on today's channel, well, for this evening, I should say. Hope you've not got too wet, like I said, in this storm. Horrendous pictures on the internet about the storm and the floods. So yeah, horrible. We've got it here bad, but nothing like I have in some parts of the world. So yeah, Jesus, hope you're all managing to keep safe and haven't caused too much damage to your property or where you live. I'll catch you later on in the next one. Have a lovely weekend and take care of yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, share, and leave a comment if you can. Appreciated. Thank you. See you next week. Thank you.